I want to talk to you about evil. It's not a nice conversation to have, but it has to be had, and especially now, ever since the attacks and the ensuing war that is taking place in Israel. You see, everybody wants to be good. Everybody wants to be virtuous. Everyone wants to be moral. And so what happens is that people, they don't want to weigh in so much. They don't want to say too much about, what's good or what's not good or what's right or what's wrong. We don't want to say too much. And then what happens is we wind up, because we're scared and we want people to like us and we want that society should accept us, what we do is we wind up weighing in generally for the underdog. And what has happened is obviously a lot of people have decided that they are what's called pro-Palestine, and they want to be, for the Arabs, they call the Jews the occupiers, they call the Arabs the oppressed. And, it's important that someone goes and checks real history and to understand what's actually going on the ground there. But here's the interesting thing, that when the atrocity happened on October 7th, when everyone found out and even saw, like even the Nazis hid what they did, and at the Nuremberg Trials during the Nazi era, there was a shift in history where humanity said, there's such a thing as wrong. We don't care if you were following orders. Wrong is wrong, evil is evil. That was supposed to have changed history when we finally had that incredible moment called the Nuremberg Trials, where the world could finally say something is just evil and you have to pay for that. And then something even worse, something even more brutal, something even more barbaric took place on October 7th. It took the world by shock, obviously. And the whole modern world, that's like, so with our computers and our smartphones and our social media and our high tech and everything and our, modern approach to life, all of a sudden it became an exposure. It's exposed. It exposed everybody. And suddenly it was like, okay, it exposed the Jews as this people who got attacked. Okay, and the Jews obviously considered it evil. I don't think that was debatable. It even united the Jews who were on the progressive liberal side. The Jews on the progressive liberal side also agreed it was liberal. It also agreed it was evil, and banded together with the rest of Israel to become united once again. Then there were, all the people in, I don't know who it is, the Christian right, or I don't know who the people are and which networks, because I noticed Fox News, for example, was like, it's evil, period. Megyn Kelly, evil. All of these people who just said straight out, that is evil. But then there were things like, I remember the very day of the attack, before there was anything but the attack, that lady, the lady who got in trouble with Jordan Peterson years ago, that made Jordan Peterson so famous, I forget her name, some anchor woman from the BBC. I actually saw this on YouTube, that she was already interviewing the head of Hamas for his side of the story. And I was like, is this lady out of her mind? Is she out of her mind? That she's interviewing Hitler in the middle of the Holocaust? Hitler doesn't get an interview. And certainly the leader of the people behind this doesn't get an interview. So it was whole networks, which means it's whole groups of people, because there are constituencies behind that. It was people in the progressive liberal politics of America and Europe who were saying, oh, well, these kinds of excessive behaviors are probably because there's some kind of excessive oppression, as we've all heard. And then people came straight out with protests. So we got three people. We got the Jews, clearly it was evil. Then we got the non-Jews who saw it clearly as evil. Then you got people who just came right out and made riots saying, kill the Jews. in city after city after city after city, and it's only getting stronger and stronger ever since. Where they're just saying that evil is good, meaning they're going full evil, and so everyone agrees that those people are like popping out as evil, which is crazy. Like anyone who would have that kind of politic, anyone who would have that worldview would just hide after what happened October 7th. But they didn't hide, they came out. They thought, oh, now's our chance to really say how we're against Jews. But then what about, and this is the part I wanted to share with you, is what about all the people who are just here to be like politically correct and try not to get canceled and say the right things? What about all those people? So those people allowed the example, which is the butchery that took place, they allowed the example of the one example where you really have to speak up, and they were silent. Whole industries are silent. What is the NFL's statement about it? What is the World Surfing Association saying about it? What does Apple say about it? What does Microsoft say about it? What does Jeff Bezos of Amazon say about it? What's their statement about the most evil thing that has taken place when I thought we all agreed that Nazi Germany was something that everyone is against? Where are they? And the answer is that they have chosen to ignore this atrocity, to just stay quiet. But being quiet in the face of evil is complicit. Being quiet in the face of evil is being complicit. You're an accomplice. You're part of it. It's because of you that evil can get through. It's because of you that evil succeeds. There's been a line drawn in the sand in a way that hasn't been drawn since World War II. You're either for good or you're for evil. Choose good. Choose good. Do the right thing. Evil's evil. Say something about it.